Hello, so this video is going to be all about birch trees. I'm sitting on one right now, and the joy of birch trees, and in particular a little mushroom that grows on them and its many uses. Now here's a good example of a dead standing birch tree, and hopefully you can make out these objects up its trunk protruding out the sides, and that's what we're interested in today. But birch is one of my favourite trees. They're so graceful, I think. Pioneer trees, one of the first to move into a new area, and there are loads of them around me. It's January the 1st, so Happy New Year everyone. So obviously no leaves on the trees, but they've still got this kind of frothy top to them, you can see, and they're just so pretty. I love them. So this is a homage to the birch. Birch, of course, aren't just pretty. They got loads of use for those of us interested in bushcraft. They've got all these different uses. And as I said, we're going to explore an indirect use of birch today. And on this dead one, you've got a couple of Birch Polypores, one very much on its last legs. Seen better days. This one looks like someone might have had to cut a little bit off that, I'm not sure. But it's also quite a mature one. Not sure how well that's going to pick up, but you can see why it's called the polypore, hopefully. No gills, but pores. This one's gone quite brown. And there's some more down here. Now, these are not the best for eating. They're not strictly toxic or anything, but I have tried them, just little ones, and they're not nice. Even when they're kind of young and white, they're pretty tough and very, very bitter, but they have other uses. So one of these is to sharpen your knife, and hence their other name, razor strop fungus. Now, I don't have a tripod with me today, but I will try to do this without injuring myself. So I've just got a little pocket knife with me, and we'll just give that a strop. You can do that in situ. It's very effective. Another use for these is as plasters. They've got antiseptic properties, so you can take the skin of the mushroom and use it as a plaster in an emergency, in a survival situation or whatever. But then there's also a third good use for these, which I will demonstrate once I've got this knife nice and sharp. I will then cut this off and take it home and show you what I mean, because for that we'll need a fire. So there, you can see that lovely white flesh, white underside. Let's take this home and see what other uses we can find for it. Let's open her up. If I can. There we go. Well, there's there's quite a lot of tarry gunk on there. Lovely. What have we got inside? Ooh, crispy goodness. Is it gonna catch a spark? Let's see. Before I set my hand on fire. And there we go. So one of the many uses of birch, other fungi that grow on it, Birch Polypore. Brilliant stuff. You might have noticed I lit the fire with birch bark, which is my most common method of lighting a fire. I've got to say it's just abundant and easy, works really well. You might have noticed there's a bit of a breeze, and sometimes birch bark's quite variable in quality, and sometimes it doesn't hold together. When you scrape it into a pile, you just end up with a pile of loose dust, and if there's any wind, it will just blow away. So in windy conditions, you know, a tinder bundle is often, I find, a better bet for getting a fire going. And yeah, there are other options available, of course, but some charred Birch Polypore works an absolute treat, as you can see. There we go. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you on the next one. A quick postscript. The tin was courtesy of my mate Rob from Kenya. He brought it back from a trip back home that he took. And yeah, this is an instant coffee, but very tasty. So thank you, Rob, for that. And I hope you appreciate the use of put your tin of coffee to. Minus the coffee, of course.